I don't care who your parents were. I don't care how much they worked. I don't care what ethnicity they were. What is the thing that you have to say? Mike says, Pearl's speaking for herself, but they're all speaking for women. Yeah, I thought that was the point. Like, how dare you speak for all women at a feminist panel? How dare you?
And the pay gap doesn't exist.
My friend.
It doesn't. It's the industries that women pick.
Let's talk about it.
There's a pay gap, but it's because women don't want to do the hardest industries.
I don't think it's that simple. I think that's an over.
It is that simple, though.
Simplification. I think the fact of the matter is that women structure their lives differently to men. Men don't give birth. Men don't have to carry pregnancies. Men don't have to be the primary caregiver most of the time. Women also don't hold jobs for as long as men do. They often will stop and start. They'll go back into work. They'll take time off. They'll take part-time jobs. The way that men work and women work are astronomically different. And to try to say that they're comparable is where this issue comes from. They're not comparable.
So that is 100%. That is accurate. That is the reality of why we do, in fact, see a wage gap. There is a wage gap. There is a wage gap, but it's not due to sexism. It's due to things like everything that she just listed. Just up. I am that I said, notice the pretty women don't complain. I guess getting laid helps. Well, again, even like Pearl, I'm not trying to say anything negative about Pearl. She's not some Instagram model, and neither is Sydney for that matter. They're both attractive in their own right, but they're just normal looking girls. They're just not feminist looking girls.
Let's dig into why they think that they should take these jobs, which is societal sexism, and then also
societal sexism. So can you define societal sexism for me? No? Oh, okay. So this one says, I agree. The wage gap should be canceled. I want to go back to working 12 hours a week, but Bezos earns a couple million a minute, and so should I. Well, when you have a company as effective and profitable as Amazon, then yes. But I don't think you do you?
Department of Labor, all statistics, at least speaking in the US, have found that when compared for the same jobs, there still is a pay gap, particularly when it pertains to race.
Because 60% of women have never asked for a raise. So how can you complain about your pay if
why,
you don't
why
ask?
Are they not?
What happens when women ask for a raise? Sorry. It is a very privileged label, right, to be able to say that you're feminist, right? And I say that because I come from a working class background of Dominican immigrant parents.
Why is that always a thing? I don't fucking care. I don't care. Are your ideas good or not? I don't care who your parents were. I don't care how much they worked. I don't care what ethnicity they were. What is the thing that you have to say? Just do that.
My mother would not necessarily identify as a feminist. I look to my mother and I do think of her as a feminist. When I'm thinking about feminism, I'm always thinking about who's not part of the conversation. What are the barriers? How do we think about equity? How do we think about self-empowerment and agency and having a voice, having choice, and thinking about our basic human rights, education, access to health,
Facts, Mike. This is all she's saying now. And they're all trying to say, well, I've been oppressed more than you, and I've had to deal with this, and I've had to deal with this, and this. Well, you only had to deal with this and this, and I'm not saying that you, but I've had it worse, and therefore my opinion, my ideas should be taken more seriously because of the trauma that I've been through. How does that make sense? Circle that square.
Homes, like having bread, having food, and those things are very important, right? And they're at the crux, right, of what a lot of us here know that we need. We see them and experience them every day.
Like what in the US?
So,
like what?
What would you like to know an example of?
I know you said that there's barriers. I want to know what barriers in the US today as a woman.
Well, as a woman or as a woman of color? Let's be specific.
As a woman. I said as a woman.
Well, no, I can't answer as a woman.
I just feel like your question
said, good evening. I've watched some of this already. I can't handle much more. God bless Sydney and Pearl. Definitely. The rest do not live in reality. Unfortunately, the rest of them is really much more representative of the people who are out there walking around, doing everything that, just walking around and voting. That's why this is important. That's why, as frustrating as it is, we have to sit here and understand what it is that they are saying, what it is that they believe still, even if it's the same shit that they've been talking about for 15 years. If we don't want to be the leftists who think that if anybody who doesn't agree with us is evil and should die, then we have to be better than them.
And it's kind of hostile when you're like, There are no barriers to what I want. Congratulations. That means you have the privilege where you're not facing any friction, and that's showing. And I feel like it's
I think
like
I think as an American, you're very privileged. Like,
I'm not ignoring that.
As an American, you are the most privileged.
Level of what, I mean, the feminist movement is when it comes to just being born a woman, right? Physically, pound for pound, we are born as women and we have
Pound for pound.
less lean muscle mass than men. So there are issues of violence and stuff like that. And so therefore, there are policies, there are things to help women physically, like, for example, being able to carry a firearm and being able to use that safely to defend yourself against men who are born naturally with more muscle mass than a woman.
Okay, so we got somebody talking about gun rights. All right, I'm with that. I'm with that. They said in the beginning they got a diverse cast. The fact that there's only 2 people here who are not in line with the entire thing of feminism is whatever. But we have people here who are disabled. We have people here of different races. We have people here of different genders. And we have people here who are actually of different ideologies. Because I don't know what's good with Pearl. I don't know whether Sydney has a gun or is a gun owner, but certainly is in favor of it. I doubt anybody else on there has any type of firearm.
I keep hearing the term equity. What would a world that has equity look like? Like, would it be 50% of everyone in the same jobs? Would it be like prison, 50%?
That's equality.
50%. So what does equity look like?
So, what a horrible thing. That's equality. Like, whoa. Don't confuse what we're saying with this ugly, awful thing saying that everybody gets treated equally. That's whoa.
Equity is generally described as a state of fairness because historically a lot of people have been arguing for equality, but what does that give us?
Equity is inherently, by its definition, the opposite of fairness. If everybody has the same outcome, because that's what equity means, is providing the same outcome for everybody. If some people work harder, what is fair, that's the word that Megan Rapin over here just used, is that the harder you work, the more you get. The less you work, the less you get. The smarter you are, the more you're rewarded. All of these things are directly in line. But just because you're not smart and you're not pretty and you're not whatever, you don't get to be at the top, and you don't like that. So instead of making yourself better, you're just going to whine and complain and steal from other people.